under banners of black and gold. These ropes, this canvas, is our battlefield. We have shown the world that united, we are NXT! But on the home front,
bedlam, pandemonium, chaos!
one truth remains certain. That war is inevitable.
I've got a very simple solution for this. War Games! Goldie, you're gonna have to wait. Daddy's going to war.
My daddy said trust no man but your brothers. Bring it back, what it do? See, Ricky said
I built this place.
Oh my God!
And when I was gone, a bunch of little boys moved in.
I want the man that hurt Johnny. That's the man that deserves the beating from me.
It's going to be an incredible triple threat matchup.
if they run up on you, hit them with a 1-2.
The winner will face the very best in NXT.
Every day my mama's here.
The first ever all-women's War Games match? That's a moment.
We hold the keys.
Lock the cage.
Tonight, sacrifice meets opportunity. Destiny promises to rewrite our history. Now, let the War Games begin.
And now, Mattel presents NXT TakeOver War Games.
Never let nobody get the one up on you. If they run up on you, hit them with
On a historic WWE Survivor Series weekend, it's a brutal day in the NXT neighborhood, as scary as the vintage monsters of the Midway. NXT TakeOver Chicago features 2 War Games matches, a frightening NXT first. Hello there, Mauro Ranallo, along with Nigel McGuinness and Beth Phoenix, and despite Baby Yoda memes warming hearts everywhere this week, tonight is not for the faint of heart. And you know Dakota Kai's heart is racing like Daytona, because at the last minute she's been conscripted to join Team Ripley after Mia Yim was injured.
You know, Mauro, you mentioned Hart, the NXT locker room. They've been hustling, grinding across all 3 brands, and that's testament to the history that we're going to see here tonight.
That's right, history will happen here tonight as I look up there at that ominous structure there. One can only imagine what brutality we're going to see. With that in mind, let's take you now to our Spanish announce team, Carlos Cabrera and Marcelo Rodriguez.
Y gracias, Nigel, amigos. NXT está tratando de ser superior. Quiere llegar allá. Y esta noche va a ser histórica.
Y hablando de historia, por primera vez tenemos juegos de guerras femeninos con mujeres extraordinarias.
Like Chuck D said, welcome to the Terror Dome. Welcome to the first ever Women's War Games match. And these 8 Distaff Warriors better be more durable than Tesla armor glass if they hope to pass NXT's most destructive test.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to War Games! The rules of the match are as follows. 2 teams will be contained in separate cages, with 1 member of each team starting the match. After 5 minutes, a member from Team Baszler will be released to enter the match. After a 3-minute period, alternating members from each team will enter the match until all competitors are inside the cage. Once all competitors have entered, War Games officially begins. Escape or leave the cage, you forfeit the match for your team. The only way to win the match is by pinfall or submission. And now, let the War Games begin!
This is my brutality!
Introducing first, from Adelaide, South Australia, Rhea Ripley!
The team captain, Rhea Ripley, the inaugural NXT UK Women's Champion, who's been ripping it up across all 3 brands.
I'm on my own, against the wall.
From Knoxville, Tennessee, Bianca Belair!
Talk about breakout moments. Tonight is a night for Bianca Belair to shine and show what she's got.
The EST of NXT wants to prove she is 100% that Belair.
From Anaheim, California, Candice LeRae!
I wish they all could be Californian. Candice LeRae here, the likable, amiable competitor. But once that bell rings, she's as mean as the rest of them.
She tweeted that something tells her these chicks don't know what they're dealing with. That's a quote, by the way.
From Johnston, Scotland, she is the NXT UK Women's Champion, Kay Lee Ray!
A surprise pick from Shayna Baszler. Kay Lee Ray, our NXT Women's Champion, UK Champion. An opportunistic ace in the hole. She will be incredibly valuable to Team Baszler.
Talking of opportunities, she created her own by securing the advantage for Team Baszler in this matchup.
With the
From
Shirai.
Wales, United Kingdom, Tegan Knox!
Io Shirai ended up beating Mia Yim to win the advantage for Team Baszler. Of course, Yim has now been taken out of the match. Tegan Knox's best friend, Dakota Kai, has been drafted at the last minute. Knox, of course, overcoming so many obstacles to be here tonight.
From Tokyo, Japan, Io Shirai!
And like Optimus, Shirai has transformed. Shirai is still an in-ring genius, but her sky is now a sinister gray, shrouding her once sunny disposition in complete darkness.
It was Shirai who descended into darkness after turning on her former friend, Candice LeRae. No doubt that LeRae going to harbour some resentment she'd like to take out in this War Games match.
From Auckland, New Zealand, Dakota Kai!
Dakota Kai getting an opportunity of a lifetime. She's finally in the position that she wanted to be in so badly. Can Kai turn it around and help lead her team to victory?
Well, Kai better prove herself tonight. This is her second opportunity. She had a match against Baszler, came up short. How will she do in the second attempt?
And from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, she is the NXT Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler.
And the Queen of Spades can't be thinking about Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch or SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley of Survivor Series. She needs to survive tonight. She needs to lead her squad to victory in this historic War Games match.
Baszler's been doing a great job thus far. She's been running an inhuman schedule as champion, but continues to be the wrecking ball of the women's division.
So interesting strategy point here. On which team, who starts first?
We know that Team Baszler has the advantage. Oh, look at Io Shirai.
No discussion there, evidently. The genius of the sky will take to the cage.
Shirai has morphed into the mistress of evil. She is ready to enter this double cage of carnage, and look who is following her.
Familiar rivals right here.
I hate to say I told you so. As soon as Shirai elected to be first in the ring, there was no stopping Candice LeRae.
Best friends turned to bitterest of enemies. Candice LeRae, who came to Shirai's aid following that cage match against Shayna Baszler, only to have Shirai turn against her. They tore it down at TakeOver. They're getting ready to tear into each other here at War Games.
Oh, here we go. Fists are flying, and a whole lot landing as both competitors really swinging for the fences.
And the clock ticking down from 5 minutes. Remember, at the end of 5 minutes, another member of Team Baszler will join the fray. After that, every 3 minutes, members of Team Baszler and Team Ripley alternate, only until all 8 women are in the War Game structure will the match officially begin. So no pinfalls, no submissions. This is about beating the hell out of each other.
Well, Candice LeRae trying to do exactly that, but Io Shirai evading.
Nice power move by LeRae. Beating the hell out of each other absolutely is a strategy for this, but also you have to pace yourself. This type of matchup, you have to be smart.
Especially when the match actually doesn't begin until all members of the teams are in the double ring. And boy, talk about a malfunction at the junction for LeRae. Perfectly timed by Shirai. And here comes the genius of the sky with a tiger feint kick to the back of LeRae. Her tribute to Rey Mysterio and his 619.
That real estate in between the two rings and unfamiliar territory.
And another one!
Competitors not used to being in that central space.
Oh, double knees by Shirai, pasting LeRae against the structure in between the two rings. No woman's land. It is not the DMZ, that's for sure.
As Io Shirai would do well to militarize her action here, holding on. Top rope.
Wow, the agile Io Shirai with the missile dropkick on LeRae. And the Joshi Judas.
Shirai intimating this is too easy.
The balance that it requires to walk across the ropes. You can hear the disdain there from Io Shirai. These two competitors truly hate each other.
That clock now starts to tick down towards 2 minutes left.
Drop kick into the corner by Shirai on LeRae.
Driving the boot right into the chest. One wonders who will come in next for Team Baszler. Do you put the strongest, do you put the champion Baszler in here? Effectively try and take LeRae out.
Shirai has LeRae's number. Most recently defeating LeRae October 30th on USA, and it's been all Io Shirai.
LeRae's face bouncing off of the steel in between the two rings. You can see the look of concern from Team Ripley.
And now it's Shirai looking to use the cage like a cheese grater on the face. of LeRae.
This could get ugly pretty quickly. Shirai has just had her way for the majority of the first 5-minute period thus far. I think LeRae came in so angry, so much pent-up aggression. She just got caught.
Oh! As the time winds down, who will be the next member of Team Baszler to join this first ever Women's War Games match?
And herein lies the challenge of preparing for a historic match like this. This is a first ever. The women have never been in a matchup like this. How do you prepare for something that you've never been in?
Here a look through the cage bars of Team Baszler. One of those competitors in their head must be preparing. What? The talk on the net now. And Candice LeRae in a very bad place.
Shirai trying to keep LeRae central in the ring. If she could keep her down and on her back, the next member of Team Baszler could truly get Candice into some deep trouble.
Here we go!
And there Shirai gets driven into the corner.
Who is it? It's Belair!
Bianca Belair, the EST of NXT, who's had issues with both of these superstars, but putting her problems aside to assist Io Shirai as a member of Team Baszler and the EST of NXT, immediately going on the attack on Candice LeRae.
Candice is in deep, deep trouble.
Outstanding shooting star press by Belair, showing off her hyper-athleticism early.
And the Fresh Princess Belair, who was known in college as a once-in-a-decade athlete.
Wow.
Now giving you an example why.
Oh, beautiful reverse rana there by LeRae, buying a couple of moments of respite, but only that as she has to fend off Io Shirai. This is what Io Shirai did against Mia Yim in that ladder match, getting this ever-important advantage. But LeRae
Here we go.
turning the tables on Belair and Shirai.
Well done, Candice LeRae, for staying alive in this match. Incredible. Who would have thought? Once it was 2-on-1.
Oh, what a ferocious form by Belair on Candice LeRae.
Oh, don't speak too soon. The power of Bianca Belair.
Oh, what a power bomb as Belair continues to batter Candice LeRae. And this is where the advantage playing a pivotal factor as LeRae gets launched into the cage. The EST of NXT is LIT in Chicago, showcasing her incredible strength and athleticism, and Shirai and Belair now making LeRae pay.
I mean, to all intents and purposes, Candice LeRae is pretty much done for here. I mean, here we're seeing the perfect example of the order of entry advantage. Nothing LeRae can do.
Bullhead of steam by Io Shirai continues to pick up momentum. 7,000 RPM, crashing into Candice LeRae.
Show them why you got
This is why Io Shirai winning the ladder match for the advantage was so important.
Nigel, well, I would agree. LeRae is in deep, deep trouble. I would not count out Candice.
And of course, we are monitoring the situation involving Mia Yim, who gave everything in that ladder match to give Team Ripley the advantage before she lost, and now tonight was attacked backstage, sent to a medical facility in an ambulance. Dakota Kai took her place at the last second, and now it's going to be a member of Team Ripley, evening things up momentarily, and it's the team captain, the Nightmare. And immediately Ripley's looking for plunder.
Ripley is on a tear.
Coming off a huge win last night on SmackDown, where she defeated Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks in a triple threat match. But tonight, it's about War Games, and Ripley is bringing some truculent toys.
Oh, and Ripley loves a fight with anything she can get her hands on.
Believe it.
Ripley's been chomping at the bit to get in there.
It's moving day for Rhea Ripley. She knows that Candice LeRae has been on the brunt of a brutal attack for over 5 minutes.
What else is under that ring?
I believe there might in fact be a kitchen sink.
More chairs.
Well, the crowd here in Chicago wanting some tables. They'll have to settle for garbage cans, garbage can lids, kendo sticks, and of course, Rhea Ripley.
I think that could cause damage enough.
Oh, wow! Oh, my!
The body of Bianca Belair. Take a look at this. Oh, right across the ribs and midsection. Bianca Belair is writhing in pain.
And Bianca Belair has a chronic rib condition that cost her CrossFit career, almost derailed the sports entertainment career she's had to overcome and, of course, endure. And boy, she is being put on her heels quickly here by Rhea Ripley as Candice LeRae now joins her partner.
An ominous chant erupting here in Chicago.
And already a nightmare on War Game Street for the EST of NXT, Bianca Belair. Oh, Io Shirai says no, none of that. 2-on-2.
We've got to scramble here for dominance.
And Shirai and Belair getting the better of Ripley and LeRae as the clock ticks down. To once again giving Team Baszler the advantage numbers-wise.
Yes, it is the scary Queen of Scots, the NXT UK Women's Champion.
Kaylee Ray, no stranger to a match involving weapons, and immediately she goes under the ring to see what she can retrieve, a couple of chairs.
Nikki Cross described Kaylee Ray as a competitor with no concern for her own well-being. We might get an example of it right here.
Oh, and Kaylee Ray was teasing, grabbing a table, much to the chagrin of the Chicago crowd. She does not. Instead, she stabs Ripley and LeRae with a chair. Lays LeRae across the back.
And again, Kaylee Ray.
Tornado DDT onto the chair.
A difference maker in this burgeoning match.
Kaylee Ray crushing her competition.
It was Ray who pushed Yim from the ladder in the match to get the War Games advantage. That allowed Io Shirai to retrieve the briefcase.
Team Baszler having a little powwow.
Oh, wow, Belair climbing the turnbuckle. Kaylee Ray positioning Rhea Ripley, but Candice LeRae won't have any of it. Trying to keep Belair from a high-risk move, and you know Candice LeRae is all about high risk.
Well, Shirai's going to help her.
Oh, no! Double axe handle by Shirai, leaping onto the lower back of Ripley.
But again, the advantage, the numbers advantage, helping Team Baszler. Kaylee Ray knew that Candice LeRae was going to try to superplex Bianca Belair. Wanted to protect her in case she had the opportunity.
Smart strategy by Ray as now
Ray's in big trouble here.
everyone stacked in that corner. Here comes Rhea Ripley!
Wait a second.
Oh my God!
Those chairs are still there!
Mamma Mia! Tower of Doom as Ripley lays waste to everyone in the match, including, except for Bianca Belair.
Who will fly?
450! Belair pulling out all the stops early. And to think that this match isn't officially even started, Beth.
This is unbelievable. I am a part of prior generations of women who wanted to get to this point. I have goosebumps.
Time to even the scores. Who's it going to be?
And here comes Dakota Kai. Remember, she didn't. What the hell?
Oh my God!
What is Dakota Kai doing? Are you kidding me? Dakota Kai was given an opportunity. Dakota Kai is attacking her best friend. What are you doing, Dakota? For the love of God, what the hell has happened to Dakota Kai?
Dakota, that's enough. You gotta go, Dakota. Come on. Dakota. Tegan, you okay? Dakota, get out.
Shayna Baszler smiling like a Cheshire cat as Dakota Kai laying waste to her best friend. Oh my God, the band-aids! Come on, somebody stop this massacre!
Dakota, that's enough. You're going too far. Come on, Dakota.
And she's taking the brace off as well.
Oh my God!
Knox won't walk after this.
This is
Dakota Kai just attacked NXT General Manager William Regal!
What the hell has gotten into Dakota Kai?
Too far, Dakota.
Dakota Kai is completely unhinged!
He said you gotta go. He said you gotta go.
And the look on the face of the NXT Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler. And the look on the face of Rhea Ripley, it says it all.
And the look on the face of Tegan. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! You've gotta be kidding me!
Kai is all over the bad knee of Tegan Knox.
We gotta get some security out here. Kai is like a banshee, she won't be stopped.
Forget about War Games. Tegan Knox's career may be in jeopardy. She, like Kai, has had to overcome serious injuries to live her dream. And tonight, Dakota Kai turning Knox's dream and her entire team's dream into a nightmare.
Too far, Dakota. Think about this.
I cannot believe what we are seeing.
Sam Roberts called Dakota Kai the bottom of the barrel, and after that, how can you disagree?
I pride myself on being as biased as one can be, but this is absolutely disgusting. And just like that, the entire complexion of not only this match, but this arena has changed. And now Team Baszler, like a pack of hyenas, looking to take advantage.
Rhea Ripley has to feel like she's to blame. She's the one that put Dakota Kai on the team.
You know that Tegan Knox went to bat for her as well, and one wonders now, will Tegan Knox be able to compete? The advantage continues to get bigger and bigger for Team Baszler.
Knox has not gotten up since the attack.
It's 4-on-2, what's going on?
Shayna Baszler.
Baszler doesn't need to do a thing. Knox is out. Forget
about the 4-on-2. Shayna Baszler right now making that slow walk to the cage, knowing full well that her team has this match in hand. But let's not forget the disgusting tactics of Dakota Kai and what she has done to this match.
And this match is over.
It hasn't even started.
This is just sickening.
Beth, you're a WWE Hall of Famer. What are your thoughts as to what you've just seen transpire?
This is not competition. This is despicable, disgusting.
Oh.
This should be...
Team captains are colliding now, and here's Ray and Baszler, or make that Belair, helping Baszler. Oh! Man, it does not look good for Tegan Knox. It does not look good for Team Ripley. On a night where we've already seen Mia Yim get taken out, Dakota Kai given another chance to represent Team Ripley. We have just been told by the officials, because Dakota Kai has been taken out of the arena and because Tegan Knox is medically unable to continue, this match has in fact now officially started. War Games has begun. 4-on-2 for Team Baszler. Give me a break.
Oh, there's still some fight in Candice LeRae.
Well, need to be more than just some, then there'll to be a lot. It's 4-on-2. Now pinfall submissions are legal.
That's the only way you can win. If you escape or leave the cage, you forfeit the match for your team. So, here we are. Odds are stacked against Team Ripley.
Oh my God, Baszler's got handcuffs.
Oh, what the hell? We saw Ripley overcome the odds last night against Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks, but this is an entirely different kettle of fish. She's in there with the Great White Shark and Shayna Baszler.
Well, if 4-on-2 wasn't enough, now handcuffing.
Oh, look, it's going to be 4-on-1 if she handcuffs. Oh, LeRae to the rescue.
Handcuffing, Ripley would neutralize her and keep her to one side, giving Team Baszler an additional advantage.
It would give them a complete advantage. Ripley and LeRae in between the two rings, the double cage of carnage. LeRae and Ripley trying to give it all they've got.
These women came here to fight.
And that's exactly what they're doing in the Windy City. LeRae using that garbage can lid to maximum effect.
Somehow Candice LeRae back on top here, but you've got to think, as I mentioned, you can only win by pinfall or submission. But when it's 4-on-2, you pin someone, there's going to be someone else there to break it up immediately. Same thing with a submission. You've got to think, yes, it's a valiant retort right now.
Let's hope that LeRae and Ripley, for their sake, Red Sun Tzu's The Art of War, because they're going to have to incorporate something. Ripley with the drop kick on Kaylee Ray.
It's 2-on-2 right now. Baszler and Belair are down.
And
Rhea Ripley
stops the DDT. Ripley's strength picking up Kaylee Ray.
Wow!
And she deposits Ray into the cage, dropping her.
How strong is Rhea Ripley?
She has to be stronger than she has ever been in order to even give her team a sliver of a chance.
Such an awkward landing for Kaylee Ray there, being dragged down the cage.
And obviously, in War Games, there are no rules, but Ripley and LeRae, they now have to go as low as Team Baszler.
I would argue they have to do whatever it takes at this point.
Oh, Baszler looking for a, Ripley looking for a submission on Shirai.
Oh my God!
Ripley looking for the remedy to what ails her team again. 4 against 2 advantage Team Baszler.
Oh, wait a second.
Baszler has LeRae in the Kirifuda clutch.
Kaylee Ray's gonna save her. 2 submission hold at the same time.
Ripley on LeRae, chopping away at Baszler. Oh, and there's Kaylee Ray breaking the grip. And there again, the numbers game coming into play and aiding Team Baszler.
Oh!
Iconoclasm by LeRae.
Onto the chair, the lower back of the
Champion LeRae on Baszler, goes for the cover, trying to beat the odds. No!
The numbers game proving to be such a factor in this matchup. How much punishment can Candice LeRae take? She's been in there from the beginning.
Belair now showing off her strength, military pressing. Candice LeRae, the track star, the uber athlete, launches LeRae right into her team captain, Rhea Ripley.
That's superhuman strength.
And oh wow, Gory Bomb, Kaylee Ray has Candice LeRae, Gory Bomb! And both Ripley and LeRae have been laid to waste. Shirai with the Shirai salt. This has to be it. And this, but oh no!
Rhea Ripley refusing to quit, but I think at a 4-2 disadvantage, it's only a matter of time.
Ripley fending on. There's Bianca Belair. Beware the hair whip, leaving its marks on Ripley. Oh, and so does the Candice LeRae, bringing the swing.
stick beats hair.
But Io Shirai has the advantage on Candice LeRae. And now Shirai looking to put away her former best friend. Jumping up to the top turnbuckle. Io Shirai. No! Are you kidding? Shirai is climbing the cage.
Oh my God!
The genius of the sky is headed to the sky.
She took too much time.
I would take as much time as necessary in a diabolical structure like this.
Kaylee Ray up there as well. Oh my God, no.
Precarious position.
No.
Shirai on the top of the cage. Avalanche Poison Rana!
No way!
Cover it all while Belair just saved the day. And Avalanche Poison Rana. Talk about a desperate move by LeRae.
Kaylee Ray. Just imagine the impact from the top rope with the run, and if it wasn't for Bianca Belair making the save, somehow.
Io Shirai ominously laying on the top of the cage. Bianca Belair now attacking Candice LeRae again. Remember, 4-2 advantage for Team Baszler, including Bianca Belair. Oh, but LeRae holding on to the hair.
She's still
Oh my God! Io Shirai, no! 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 Mama effing Mia! Come on! And to think we are just getting started. This being the inaugural Women's War Games match. The Men's War Games match still to come. But this has left everyone battered and left the crowd breathless.
They may be breathless, but every single person in this arena is on their feet for the effort these women are putting forth.
And Ripley making sure that Shayna Baszler stays off her feet.
Can you imagine if Ripley and LeRae are able to pull this off? Unfathomable. Down 4-2, but somehow Rhea Ripley.
Every underdog has its day, and hopefully for these underdogs here,
what a
LeRae, oh, Kaylee Ray just got smashed by Ripley. There's the Terrabuda clutch. The Terrabuda clutch by Baszler on Ripley.
And that's deep underneath the jaw. Where's Candice LeRae? She is the only person who can save this match.
Remember, Ripley stepped up to Shayna Baszler, showed no fear. In fact, gave a Baszler all she could handle in an NXT ring.
But Rhea may save herself trying to peel the arms of Shayna Baszler off from around her neck.
Baszler switched to the other arm. That's the adaptability of the NXT Women's Champion.
Ripley desperately trying to break the grip, but oh wow, she's... Ripley's just handcuffed herself to Shayna Baszler!
Baszler can't be...
Oh! And now, a close encounter of the team captain's kind!
Oh my God!
Baszler, Ripley looking for the riptide! Riptide onto the chairs! Ripley with the cover! Ripley wins!
Here are your winners, the team of Tegan Knox, Dakota Kai, Candice LeRae, and Rhea Ripley!
My eyes saw it, but I don't believe it! Rhea Ripley against all odds! Ripley wins the first ever Women's War Games match! How in the hell did that happen?
Hats off to every single one of these women. My God, history right in front of our eyes.
There is no way to overstate what Rhea Ripley and Candice LeRae have accomplished here tonight, Nigel.
An incredible, historic moment, going against the odds 4-2 after Dakota Kai turned on Tegan Knox. Unbelievable. Hear what I talked about just then.
One of the most heinous things I've ever seen in NXT. Why Dakota Kai?
Kai wouldn't be done there, would continue the onslaught with the cage into a surgically repaired knee of her former friend. The damage was done. We're back in the ring. Here, the Poison Rana. Oh, the impact to the top of Kaylee Ray. And if it wasn't for Bianca Belair, the match would have been over then.
You see this unbelievable feat. Io Shirai takes to the sky, takes out the Ray and Belair. Let's take one more look at this incredible look at the height of Io Shirai's moonsault, executed perfectly.
The elbows going into her opponent, taking them both down at the same time. But here, using the trash can to her advantage, getting caught in the Kirifuda clutch. A pivotal moment in the match.
The fight Rhea Ripley put up was unbelievable. Despite Baszler's best effort, Ripley was able to, you see right there, the handcuff locked on Shayna Baszler's hand, tying the two team captains together.
It was Team Ripley that was handcuffed because of the actions of Dakota Kai. But in the end, Team Ripley prevails in one of the most shocking upsets in NXT history. And now, after surviving all of this, Rhea Ripley will lead her team to Survivor Series.
Tonight only, get ready for Black Friday. Buy one t-shirt, get one for $1. Only at WWEshop.com.
Now you see Matt Riddle entirely focused on finally having Finn Balor one-on-one after a series of attacks. The original Bro looking to stop Balor's NXT rebirth dead in its tracks.
And there is Finn Balor, his first match in NXT in over 4 years. He battles Riddle in a dream match tonight.
And 3 testosterone-fueled bulls have been beating like rappers, and they can't wait to rap each other with fists in what is the hallmarks of a knuckle duster. The winner will challenge Adam Cole for the NXT Championship tomorrow at Survivor Series.
Pete Dunne, you tried to break my fingers.
I don't care about Killian Dane.
I'm gonna break you.
Oh my God, from behind! Killian Dane!
Killian, I had no issue with you, but you entered my world. You painted a bullseye on your chest.
The chaos will continue with a triple threat match for the #1 contendership.
Once I'm done with those two, early next night, I will take the NXT title.
Takeover. I'll put you both down.
You guys can prepare for a fight. You can prepare for a battle. Come takeover. Prepare for a reckoning.
From reckoning to wrecking things, NXT UK dominant faction Imperium have run roughshod over every brand in WWE. Let's hope they're just here to watch tonight.
No time to recover from what we just witnessed. Another high-stakes triple threat match coming your way at NXT TakeOver.
the Archer of Infamy, who began all of this by attacking Pete Dunne, trying to make his name at the expense of the Bruiserweight after the legacy of the former WWE United Kingdom champion.
The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is a triple threat match, where the winner will go on to face Adam Cole for the NXT Championship tomorrow night at Survivor Series. Introducing first, from New York City, weighing in at 249 pounds, Damian Priest!
Making his NXT TakeOver debut, Damian Priest paying tribute to WWE Hall of Famers, The Outsiders, a.k.a. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, with his ring attire. And of course, he would love to be hotter than fire. He wants to be the man to challenge Adam Cole at Survivor Series.
And his opponent, from Belfast, Northern Ireland, weighing in at 320 pounds, Killian Dane!
The Beast of Belfast is as mean as the day is long, and he let us know that tonight he's going to do Priest and Dunne in, and it will be their own fault. Dane looking for his first singles championship in NXT.
Dane is certainly an imposing presence. Look at the look on his face. Absolutely focused on victory tonight.
NXT TakeOver War Games is brought to you by Grubhub. Hungry? Tag team mealtime with Grubhub. Get $10 off your first delivery order of $15 or more with code SURVIVOR at checkout. Grubhub, restaurants you love, delivered. And we're about to deliver again here with this triple threat match.
And their opponent, from Birmingham, England, weighing in at 205 pounds, the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne!
Chicago holds a special place in the heart of Pete Dunne. 2 years ago, NXT TakeOver defeated Tyler Bate to become the WWE United Kingdom champion in what was the 2017 NXT Match of the Year.
And the Bruiserweight went on to a legacy akin to Hulkamania in its prime, making almost synonymous with that title.
Dropped the title earlier this year to Walter, but now focused on challenging Adam Cole for the NXT Championship. And it was last year, in fact, he participated in the War Games match the day after he was back home in England, saying hello to his newborn child.
Pete Dunne certainly proficient at rising to the occasion on the grand stage.
So again, a triple threat match. Give us the rules, Mr. McInnes.
No disqualifications, no count-outs, pinfalls or submissions legal at any point during the match.
And knowing what Adam Cole will have to endure later tonight in the men's War Games match, you know that all three superstars are thinking, hey, let's get this over with quick and watch Cole get the crap kicked out of him in tonight's main event.
It looks like they were thinking just that.
Oftentimes in triple threat matches, discretion the better part of valor. Oh, wait a second, repeating history. It was Dunne breaking the fingers of Dane that brought Dane into this conflict.
And of course, it was Damian Priest who attacked Pete Dunne, wanting to make a name for himself. He wants to live forever. The truculent Toxopholite, the Archer of Infamy.
Priest looking for adulation from the crowd, and it didn't work out too well for him.
Oh, nice agility from the Bruiserweight. Oh, and he'll have to use, wow, look at that.
Oh, and Killian Dane clotheslines Priest over the top rope, but Priest landed on his feet. Now Pete Dunne looking to splay the fingers again of Killian Dane. Oh, the joint manipulation by the Bruiserweight.
Oh, look at the angle of that.
It's time to stop.
That's what's so...
Oh, wow.
Dunne walked into oncoming traffic.
Man, Priest used to popping bottles. He was popping Dunne with that strike.
And here's the challenge of a triple threat. You have to basically have eyes in the back of your head, always aware of where both of your other opponents are at every moment.
If only swivel surgery existed, as Damian Priest, the Archer of Infamy, with a full head of steam. Oh, but gets caught by Pete Dunne.
Priest saw Dunne coming at the last second and slowed up.
And now a full head of steam from Dunne. Climbs the turnbuckles, and here paying tribute to Scott Hall, looking for the Razor's Edge. No, instead, the divide by Killian Dane.
Yes.
What's Dane got planned?
Oh, Chinoco driver right out of the face of Damian Priest. Talk about 2 for the price of 1. Going for the 3 count. Cover here by Dane.
That's what Dunne has. That's what any of the competitors have to do.
Take a look at the landing on this. Dane had Dunne up for an awkward amount of time. Both heads crashing together.
Priest may have broken his nose there. Watch out.
Damian Priest retreats to the outside here near the Spanish announce table, and Killian Dane, of course, no countouts, no disqualification. The Beast of Belfast, scarier than a shadow monster, continues to wreak havoc on Damian Priest.
We've seen Dane make good use of those steps in the past.
Oh, but Pete Dunne, wow, look at the strength of Dane! The Great Dane! Oh my goodness, a fall-away slam, combo Samoan drop! Killian Dane has his eyes on an opportunity at the NXT title.
Look at the strength here, the Beast of Belfast. 2 men, full grown, thrown halfway across the mat.
A stupendous display of his strength, and Killian Dane now picking away at the carcass of Pete Dunne. Rolls him back into the ring. Remember, pinfall or submission, the only way you get the opportunity to challenge for the NXT title at Survivor Series.
Oh!
See Pete Dunne favoring his back a little bit there.
Not going to help his ear either. A working class hero, grew up in a hard-working council estate in Birmingham.
And he's in there against the Northern Ireland Nightmare, and now Pete Dunne valiantly fighting back. But all it takes is one well-placed knee into the midsection by Killian Dane. Has Dunne up in a fireman's carry.
The Bruiserweight's still fighting back.
Those overhand chops trying to get underneath that shirt.
That's over 300
pounds.
The
agility of Dunne lands on his feet. And now Damian Priest back into the fray. Lands on Killian Dane. Standing switch by Priest. Wow! Release German suplex. Dunne lands on his feet. Clocks Priest with a roundhouse kick to the face.
Wow!
Snap suplex. Oh!
Oh, and again.
Hard-hitting offense from Pete Dunne.
That's not going to help those previously broken fingers.
Oh, into the leaping cross arm breaker now. The Jujigatami attempt by Pete Dunne.
Monkey grip from Damian Priest to prevent it. Into the triangle attempt now.
And Killian Dane is going to make sure he's going to short circuit this submission attempt. And instead, Killian Dane still in trouble. Pete Dunne able to almost splay Dane's fingers again.
Dunne is in huge trouble.
Oh, what a power bomb. And it seems a temporary alliance may have been forged as Dane and Priest stare into each other's eyes, circle each other like caged animals.
Oh!
Priest taking an opportunity.
I don't know if that was a good idea, though, Beth.
Not to go toe-to-toe with Killian Dane, it isn't.
Oh!
Huge striking blows from the big man.
Now the ego and the pride of these two massive competitors.
Oh, knee strikes out of the tie plum by Damian Priest, who's well-versed in various martial arts disciplines as they each catch each other. And again, both bulls looking to take each other down. Here comes Pete Dunne.
Nice move by Pete Dunne, capitalizing on the damage the big men have already done to each other.
And it's a Bermuda Triangle of strikes here as Priest, Dunn, and Dane light each other up. Oh! Discus forearm! And wow! Jumping knee strike by Dunn sends Dane crashing to the canvas.
This match has gotten ugly.
Oh! Oh, wow! Bell clap! Priest on Dane. Oh, the back elbow, the roundhouse kick.
Action every which way.
Oh, nice counter by Dunn. Mid-trajectory. The bruiserweight and all three of them crash into each other. Three letters that spell the gold standard in a match that's all about garnering an opportunity at the gold. NXT Triple Threat. Damian Priest, Killian Dane, Pete Dunne. Dunne is the only member of this triumvirate who's held singles gold under the WWE banner. He would like to add the NXT title to his list of accolades.
Which one of these men can get the advantage?
Wow! Damian Priest from the top wipes up both Dunn and Dane. Oh, the broken arrow! Damian Priest with the broken arrow. Dunn crashes into Dane. South of heaven! And will this be it? Damian Priest on its way to Survivor now!
But Priest has the advantage now. Killian Dane is on the outside of the ring. This may be one of the few opportunities in the match that Priest has to put away an opponent cleanly.
Priest can't waste any time. He can't get frustrated. He has to remain focused.
Oh, I'm not sure if that's the right idea.
Damian Priest just jettisoned Dunn. Remember, NXT Championship opportunity at Survivor Series hangs in the balance. Damian Priest feels he's on the verge of capturing that opportunity. Looking for the razor's edge.
Oh
my God! Oh, wow! Oh, no! Pete Dunne! Is he done? Oh, my God! The tope! Killian Dane barrels through the ropes and blasts Damian Priest.
Nobody's safe at ringside, watch out!
Nobody's safe anywhere at War Games! The Beast of Belfast has blasted both Dunn and Priest.
Complete carnage at ringside.
Just look here, beginning of the offense, down into the Spanish announce table. But then, it would be the Beast of Belfast falling for the Archer of Infamy.
There was a school of thought that the winner of this match would have an advantage at the NXT Championship match Sunday at Survivor Series because of what's to come for Adam Cole at War Games as Dane goes for the cover on Priest, gets a 2 count. But after what we have just witnessed and what's still to come, I don't know if anyone is going to have an advantage tomorrow at Survivor Series.
It's certainly becoming a war of attrition the longer this match goes.
Imagine in 24 hours having to walk out there in possibly one of the biggest matches of your life after a battle like this.
Priest continues to battle against Dane. Dane picks him up, slams him, and there, oh! Senton, over 300 pounds of Killian Dane crashing onto the chest of Damian Priest. Now Dane looking for the Vader bomb. Oh, but Priest has it well scouted. And at this time, Priest and Dane continue to wage war for the opportunity to challenge for the NXT title. Pete Dunne, meanwhile, barely stirring.
Oh my God!
Razor's edge by Damian Priest. Dane crashing hard to the canvas to cover. Oh, and Pete Dunne keeps this triple threat match going.
Incredible strength there from Damian Priest, but with the hook of the leg, it would be the Bruiserweight at the last second, saving the match for himself and Dane.
Priest proving to be a paragon of punishment.
Yeah!
Oh! Strikes from the bottom.
Dunn's got a hold of the hands.
No way Priest can protect himself now, trying to get his hands up.
Pete Dunne stomping the face of Damian Priest. Dunne gathering his second wind in this match. Oh, what a crashing forearm into the jaw of Damian Priest. Oh, but Priest follows up in a leaping elbow into the face of Pete Dunne.
You see all the damage done to the back of Pete Dunne. He continues to feel that in the back.
Oh, my God! Damian Priest throwing cautious to the wind. I think that may have even impressed Pete Dunne after watching Damian Priest sail like that.
Certainly shocked the Bruiserweight, who now, though, is trying to one-up.
Anything Damian Priest can do, well, Pete Dunne can follow up with this. Unbelievable moonsault by Pete Dunne, wiping out both Priest and Dane.
But Dunne went down hard. Take a look first of all.
Wow.
Damian Priest taken to the sky. 6'7", nearly 300 pounds through the air.
The Archer of Infamy, a leaping arrow, but not enough to keep away Pete Dunne's moonsault. 3 broken bodies at ringside.
Dunne struggling to get to his feet, to return to the ring. And it looks like Priest is shortly behind him. How much more do these competitors have left?
Priest is on his feet, ready to resume hostilities with Pete Dunne. Remember, Priest targeted Dunne to make a name for himself, and now Priest unloading these shots on Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne unable to defend, but he's coming back now with machine gun fire shots. Hard-hitting affair here between Dunne and Priest. Oh, wow!
Priest sees victory in his sights.
Looking for the reckoning. Countered by Pete Dunne. Looking for that pump handle.
Oh, wait, he reversed it.
Nice reversal by Priest. Oh, snapmare there by Pete Dunne. Oh, the headbutt.
Wow.
What a counter by Pete Dunne.
Here he has the cross-arm breaker. Again, the monkey grip trying to prevent the full extension of the arm. Can touch the rope, but it's not going to cause a break.
Oh, my God. He's got it.
Was that so close to a tap?
Oh, but that was too close for comfort for Pete Dunne. And Killian Dane limping his way to Damian Priest, has him up in the electric chair.
What are we going to see?
Oh, my. Oh, wow, plants. Damian Priest, Dane is on his way to Survivor Series. 1 count away from challenging Adam Cole for the NXT title. Tomorrow at Survivor Series, who is going to survive this triple threat match?
Can you believe it? This just speaks volumes about how much every one of these competitors wants a title opportunity.
Killian Dane, frustrated, brought his best offense, and it still was not enough to put either of these gentlemen away.
It was a couple of weeks back that Pete Dunne defeated Damian Priest, but Killian Dane, making his presence known yet again, now has Dunne tied to the Tree of Woe and focusing his attack now on Damian Priest, who he drives into the midsection of the Bruiserweight.
Oh, no!
Bowling for an NXT Championship opportunity!
Dunne may have caught the worst of it, being pinned against the turnbuckles.
Oh, wow. Killian Dane with the Vader Bomb across the lower lumbar region of Damian Priest. Rolling over Priest, looking for the cover. Oh, but there's Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne with a moonsault onto the back of Dane.
Can he capitalize?
With the pump handle. Oh, the better end. The better end on Dane. Pete Dunne rolls him over. Covers, hooks the leg, and Priest short circuits the pinning attempt.
For the benefit of those long, rangy legs there, a kick to the side of the jaw, breaking up the pinfall attempt.
And just like the Beastie Boys, Damian Priest hails from New York, and the Archer of Infamy literally fighting for his right to party party here, but it's a party of pain.
Here is the example of that party, nearly putting the lights out at the end of the party.
All three men struggling to get to their feet.
Pete Dunne keeping Damian Priest at bay, struggling to stay on the court. Wow, cyclone kick by Damian Priest, just grazed Pete Dunne in the corner. Priest going all the way up to the top turnbuckle. Oh! Avalanche Frankensteiner right into Dane, and there again, the cyclone boot has Dane hung out to dry like a towel wrap. One for Dunne.
Priest can beat him away right now.
The reckoning, Damian Priest
is
going to get an NXT title upper. No! Unbelievable! Oh, wow!
Incredible endurance from all three competitors, and yes, the look of frustration, understandable. Damian Priest has given it all. Pete Dunne has given it all. Killian Dane has given it all, but what is left?
Who possesses the Thanksgiving tryptophan to put the other two challengers to sleep? Will it be Priest, Dunne, or Dane? Dunne lands on his feet, but then gets attacked by Killian Dane with a chop block.
Chop block to the side of the knee. That's a very awkward position. Your knee's not meant to bend that way.
Oh, wow! Dane drop kicks Priest off the apron. This will give Dane an opportunity to try to put away Pete Dunne. Is Killian Dane on the verge of his first opportunity at the NXT title?
Unfamiliar territory. Oh, that's the reason why. But Dunne, slow to follow up with the damage to the knee.
Dunne struggling to get to his feet, trying to use the ropes just to drag his body up.
And yet they continue to try to pull out all the stops, leaving the relative comfort of the mat. They're in the corner. Damian Priest on the outside uncorks the right hand, and now he climbs the turnbuckle.
I don't think there's room for all these three men up there.
What is this?
Oh, Damian Priest has secured both. Oh, no, don't.
Oh,
Dunne now secures his fingers and snap! And Damian Priest crashes hard on the apron to the outside. Pete Dunne has Killian Dane in a front face lock. Superplex by Dunne! That will realign the spine and jack the back of Dane. Now the pump handle on Priest into the bitter end. The bitter end by Dunne. The cover! Oh, wow! Killian Dane keeps this triple threat match going. I thought that was it.
What is it gonna take?
An incredible display of guts, resilience, conditioning, and heart.
Oh, he got slipped to the sleeper hold from behind.
Oh, but then Dane dropping down. Wait a minute, Dunne hooks the leg, Dunne with the press. Dunne does it! Dunne does it! Dunne has earned a championship opportunity in Survivor Series!
What a moment and what a city for Pete Dunne! Lightning strikes twice. Will it be 3 times in a row?
On this night, Priest and Dane are second to Dunne as Pete Dunne will challenge Adam Cole for the NXT Championship tomorrow. Survivor Series streaming live on the WWE Network. What a match that is going to be. Question is, what will both Dunne and Cole have left after this brutal night?
We'll take a look at some of that brutality right here. It was a sleeper hold from Dunne, but you see there, Dane trying to use Dunne's weight for his advantage, but it would be the opportunist Pete Dunne, realizing that Priest was undone. With a hook of the leg, it's a night for Pete Dunne tomorrow at Survivor Series. speaking of that, back to tonight. Team Ciampa ready for war. Conspicuous by their absence, a fourth team member. Who will Ciampa find to complete the team?
And you know, Ciampa's let the world know that he's spoken to a fourth potential member. We do know that that person is here, but what we don't know is whether or not that person has accepted Ciampa's offer. We will have to wait and see and find out.
You're listening to I Disagree by Poppy from the upcoming album I Disagree, an NXT Loud theme song for NXT TakeOver War Games. Available on Apple Music and Spotify.
Speaking of disagreeing, this man's opponent, Matt Riddle, has disagreed with everything that Finn Balor has said since he returned here to NXT. Tonight, it's a dream match for the first time ever. 4 years in the making. Balor, Riddle, War Games.
Oh my God!
You gotta be kidding me!
Finn Balor is NXT.
Finn Balor has come home!
Listen, why? Trying to shake the tree and see what falls out.
Oh, God! I built this place, and when I was gone, a bunch of little boys moved in. That was the heart of NXT, Johnny Gargano. Don't get me started about Matt Riddle. He got a slap last week, and he hasn't been seen since.
Riddle attacking Balor!
Something needs to be done about Finn, and I'm the man to do it. I'm the bro to do it.
Riddle has been unleashed!
Matt Riddle here to save the day. Wants to be the hero.
Riddle looking to deliver comeuppance to Finn Balor!
Matt, I'm gonna embarrass you.
Wait a minute! Split blade from Balor!
I'm gonna expose you.
And Balor again attacking Matt Riddle!
And I am gonna hurt you.
Honestly, I've been having fun playing around with you.
Keep running, bro!
Now, in Chicago, biggest match of my career,
Keep running, you can't run forever.
I'll get my pound of flesh.
Balor's regretting his words!
He'll never get it back.
Now, really, you're talking about wanting to get in the ring with the best.
The longest reigning NXT champion.
I know what he brings to the table.
Inaugural Universal Champion!
You're about to get in the ring with the best.
I don't want the Finn that I saw on Mondays and Tuesdays.
The shackles are off.
I want the man that put Johnny out of commission.
At TakeOver,
That's the man that deserves the beating from me.
meet the Prince.
A veritable dream match about to come your way tonight here at NXT TakeOver War Games.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 216 pounds, the original bro, Matt Riddle!
Matt Riddle was supposed to be a part of Team Ciampa in tonight's men's War Games match when Johnny Gargano was put on the injury list by Finn Balor. Matt Riddle stepped up, and the original bro getting ready to battle Balor, showing some love to his family. It's all about a family affair for Matt Riddle.
Riddle has been one of the members of NXT who has tried to take over Raw and SmackDown. Of course, most recently with that roll-up victory over Ricochet when Ricochet returned to the black and gold brand.
Huge win for Riddle on NXT this past week, his 5th appearance here at NXT TakeOver.
And his opponent from Bray
After 4 years, the longest reigning champion in NXT men's history, Finn Balor returns to the black and gold brand in an official capacity. He has the best men's NXT TakeOver record at 8-1. It was in his last TakeOver appearance that he lost the NXT title to Samoa Joe in a steel cage match. That was in June 2016.
Finn Balor's pretty much taken to radio silence on social media. He only sent a very cryptic message to Matt Riddle that said, "Hi," maybe posing more questions than answers lately.
Balor has been relatively outspoken earlier on. He had discussed coming back here and breaking down the traditional boundaries here in NXT, competing against whoever, whenever.
Big match feel here in Chicago for this first ever meeting between Finn Balor and Matt Riddle. NXT TakeOver War Games is presented by Masters of the WWE Universe, new from Mattel. The battle for WWE Eternia begins now. Available December only at Walmart. Can Finn Balor turn back the clock to a time when he authored the longest reign as NXT champion, or is Matt Riddle going to hold NXT's fort of the future?
The look on the face of Finn Balor looks calm, collected, unconcerned with the original bro.
You see the look on Matt Riddle. He is ready to fight.
What a time to be alive here in Chicago. NXT TakeOver War Games. Finn Balor against Matt Riddle. So many accolades for Balor, inaugural Universal Champion. But he is back here in NXT, back with a big chip on his shoulder. And you know that Matt Riddle has the power and the talent to knock that chip off the shoulder.
Nice amateur wrestling attempt at a takedown right there, and Balor laughing it off.
Not concerned at this juncture. Balor a lot more experience in the pro game than Matt Riddle. Said that he used to be proud of this place, meaning NXT. Now he calls it a joke. Hold on.
Wow, the going for the quick submission is Matt Riddle, former mixed martial artist. Very well versed in both submissions and strikes. We talk about his decorated wrestling background where he holds an amateur wrestling victory over current UFC champion John Jones. Riddle, of course, wanting to add Finn Balor to that impressive list of victims that he's accruing here in NXT.
Again, nice sprawl from Balor to prevent the single leg takedown. Try and get the back, perhaps, of Riddle.
Balor looking to return to NXT #1 with a bullet, but there, Riddle now, barring the arm. Oh, nice reversal by Finn Balor.
A little bit of size and height advantage for Matt Riddle in this matchup, making it difficult for Balor to get leverage.
And let's not discount the talents of Finn Balor, who's been a champion around the world, including in Japan, and of course, all of the success here in NXT and beyond.
Aggressively into their side headlock.
That international experience lends itself in this opportunity right now for Balor to show what he's got.
Again, for the first time in 3 years, Johnny Gargano not participating in a takeover. I know that's got to break the heart and soul of NXT. More NXT TakeOver appearances than anyone else, but thanks to Finn Balor, Gargano forced to watch tonight. But Matt Riddle seizing the opportunity to bring Finn Balor back down to earth here as Balor beautifully snatches the side headlock.
Interesting strategy from Balor here. I would have thought at the outset of this match that it would have behooved Balor to keep this match moving fast and stay away from submission attempts, but instead he's trying to just grind down his opponent with a side headlock.
Well, keeping Matt Riddle close to his body helps him to avoid those strikes, and we know Riddle's strikes are deadly.
Discretion definitely has not been the better part of Balor. He's been far from cautious since returning to his former stomping ground, as now Matt Riddle, Carolyn lift again. The power of Matt Riddle with these deadlifting Finn Balor.
Nice Greco.
Oh, wait a minute. Quick counter here by Balor. Shoulders are down for a 2. Riddle catches the kick. Oh, uncorks a vicious right hand.
That's those strikes that we've seen from Riddle in the past.
To your point, Beth, maybe I think Balor needs to try to grab hold again then.
Oh, basement drop kick by. Finn Balor goes for the cover. Crossface doesn't hook the leg, only gets a 2, but immediately employs the rear chin lock on Riddle.
That forearm underneath the jaw. Could look for a sleeper hold from this position, but perhaps Riddle would escape pretty easily.
Balor has the edge and experience, a ring general, but Matt Riddle, who has been a prodigy, only less than, 5 years in wrestling.
We just see how well-rounded Matt Riddle is. He's got an acrobatic style, mat wrestling style. He can do pretty much anything.
2 of the most well-rounded superstars in NXT as Finn Balor gets a 2 count.
Riddle certainly took to the pro game very quickly.
And it's going to come down to who has the higher ring IQ, who's able to make those necessary adjustments to pick up the pivotal victory. And right now it's Finn Balor putting the boots to Riddle.
Technique looks like it's gone out the window at this point.
And Finn Balor again, hesitation drop kick. Balor definitely showing hyper aggression. Here goes for the cover. Hooks the leg, Riddle escapes.
Look at the face on Riddle. His mouth is wide open. That means he's having trouble breathing. He's got to get oxygen into his lungs.
Oh, that's nasty.
Fish hooking the nose. Ooh, dropping the point of the elbow onto the cranium of Matt Riddle. Balor was able to tell us that he felt that Riddle would be an incredible test for him personally. So, giving Riddle his just due.
Balor continuing to lay on Riddle. Like you said, Nigel, he was gasping for air earlier, and Balor continually wearing him down.
Of course, we have the men's War Games match coming up, the double cage of carnage as Riddle is sent to the outside. And there's Finn Balor launching himself at Matt Riddle through the ropes. Balor involved in the first cage match in NXT, defeating Samoa Joe at TakeOver the End. So he knows a thing or two about cages. He knows a thing or two about winning. And he obviously knows a thing or two about what it takes to be a champion. Goes for the cover.
Maintaining the offense now, Finn Balor. We take a look. Look at the impact. The one boot to the side. Oh, my Lord.
Wow, did you see Matt Riddle's jaw go flying?
Lucky a few teeth didn't go flying as Finn Balor methodically continues to systematically wear down Matt Riddle.
Riddle very lucky he didn't get knocked out. There's actually a nerve that runs down inside the jaw, and if you can dislocate the jaw, you can knock someone out cold.
Oh, and Finn Balor continues to try to knock out Matt Riddle with these kicks to the face.
It's a very methodical attack by Finn Balor.
Of course, Balor has educated feet, known for his coup de grace, the double stomp, and now Balor soaking up the, well, mixed cheers from the crowd here in Chicago. Lightning fast offense by Matt Riddle. Roundhouse kick knocks Balor down momentarily. Flying forearm into the corner. Matt Riddle, exploder suplex out of the corner.
Lesson learned, you don't take your eyes off of Matt Riddle for a second.
Oh, PK by Riddle. Proton. Covered by Matt Riddle, looking for the biggest win of his career. Gets a 2.
Able to shift the momentum back in his favor now. A momentary pause, a respite as Balor looks for one himself. He's not going to get it.
Oh! Matt Riddle showing off the fact that he knows a thing or two about utilizing his feet. Of course, the barefoot practitioner here, opening up, really mixing up his attack now, using a cavalcade of kicks, but also known for those forearms, the knees, and there it is, that forearm from the corner. Oh, countered by Balor.
Lying in wait, playing possum, call it what you will, it is effective.
Reversal on the Irish whip. Wow, flying forearm by Balor.
That ability of Finn Balor to stop momentum, shift it back in his favor.
A lot of emotion tied up into this matchup.
Looking for the sling blade, got caught.
Oh, sling blade, a maneuver he picked up in his foray in the light of the rising sun. Ankle lock by Matt Riddle. Riddle been compared favorably to Kurt Angle and how quickly he took to the mat game. And here Matt Riddle with the ankle lock, but up kicks from Balor. Oh, and Riddle able to adjust and go up to the other ankle.
Can almost see if Balor tries to escape the same way. Oh, brutal heel kick. Riddle could try to drop for the scissors, prevent Balor from getting into the ropes.
So much pressure on the ankle, but also on the knee and the hip.
Balor able to reach that bottom rope, situational awareness.
Oh, that wasn't nice. A kick, not getting a clean break.
Well, Finn Balor hasn't exactly been very nice in his return to NXT. All is fair in love and, well, NXT TakeOver War Games.
Two wrongs don't make a right, but this could be very wrong for Finn Balor.
Wow, the strength of Matt Riddle. And Balor holding on desperately to that top rope.
Doggedly refusing to release.
Well-placed knees to the thigh of Matt Riddle, and boy, Balor is not going to give up that grip easy.
He wants the German suplex, now fingertips away.
Good counter by Balor with a back elbow. Another one breaks the grip of Riddle. Oh, but Balor unable to support that weight.
Wow. Fisher's got to be careful.
And now there is the visible target that you know, Matt Riddle. Oh, wait a minute! Wait a minute! Finn Balor exploding with a drop kick.
A rush of adrenaline through the body of Finn Balor, fighting through the pain. Watch the impact again. Oh, those boots have paid dividends for Finn Balor.
Balor struggling to stand walk. His calf may be seizing.
Oh, and the German suplex with a release. Although Riddle landing on his feet. Looks for that final flash, the big trigger. Oh, wow. German suplex with the bridge. And a suplex and a 2 count for Matt Riddle.
Well, the damage to the midsection of Matt Riddle made it very difficult for him to bridge with the German suplex pinfall attempt there.
Both warriors wearing the vestiges of battle. The knee of Finn Balor, the midsection of Matt Riddle.
NXT Universe. A show of approbation. This could be the end.
Ripcord. Oh, the knee by Matt Riddle, but Finn Balor staggered but not down. Balor lands on his feet. Double leg takedown. There's the double stomp. The double stomp by Balor, but he's nursing that knee. Oh, sling blade. Sling blade by Finn Balor.
The double stomp to the injured midsection of Matt Riddle.
And now Balor is primed to attack.
Oh, the spear by Riddle catches Finn Balor. The original bro looking to steal the show. Wants to vanquish Finn Balor.
Riddle is breathing fire.
Jack Hammer, or is it Bro Hammer?
Oh,
Balor doesn't care, he kicks out.
Whatever you want to call it, it was not enough to beat Finn Balor. Look here, it was Balor with the offense attack. Oh, but Riddle with the spear.
And Riddle hoisted Balor high up into the air. The impact on that jackhammer. And Balor barely able to kick out.
You know, Bill Goldberg somewhere cheering on the fact that Finn Balor did kick out. WWE Hall of Famer, of course, 2 men who are on their way to becoming potential WWE Hall of Famers here, Riddle and Balor. Balor landing on his feet momentarily, but the strength of Riddle. No, there's Finn Balor!
Balor following up quickly.
In front of 1916, DDT, and there's the cover, hooks the leg. Oh my, Matt Riddle able to keep fighting, much to the chagrin of Finn Balor.
The look on Balor's face says it all, despair and frustration, but there is an inkling of hope, an inkling of determination.
And now, Finn Balor unloading with the stomps to Matt Riddle.
And this time, Riddle not quick to get up. Hold on!
Oh, the Brood asleep! Brood asleep! Is Balor asleep?
Cover!
Has Balor been put up by Matt Riddle? What is he waiting for? Oh no, Matt Riddle wanting to put a dot in the exclamation point of what would be the biggest win of his career. Floating bro, but he crashes hard onto the knees of Finn Balor. Woo drop kick! Woo drop kick by Balor.
Oh, Riddle's in the wrong part of town when Balor goes to the top.
And Balor going all the way to the high red district. Is he able to get it? No, he doesn't connect with the coup de grace.
The ankle injury.
Oh, the bad leg gave way.
Riddle's got him in the throes of the Bromission. Balor desperately trying to reach the rope.
Riddle's version of Eddie Bravo's Twister. Is this enough?
Riddle keeping Balor far from the ropes.
Oh, it escaped.
What an
Beautiful.
escape by Finn Balor back to the... Oh, what a kick!
Wow, that
what a
was nasty.
kick by Riddle, dropping Balor on the spot.
That went through the jaw of Finn Balor. He was barely able
Incredible
to stand.
strength, incredible conditioning. Wait a minute. Finn Balor, 1916 DDT! 1916 DDT! And in 2019, Balor's victorious in NXT. The Prince is back! What a huge victory for Finn Balor, but both he and Matt Riddle paying the price of what was a thriller, what was a pitched battle, what was a match that lived up to the hype for the first time ever. Finn Balor, Matt Riddle in an NXT ring.
An incredible display of competitiveness, of guts and grit and determination.
Balor came and did exactly what he wanted to do. Take a look at this moment. Matt Riddle had it here. Huge bro to sleep, but it would not be enough. He wasted too much time making the cover.
Here looking for the floating bro and lying in wait. The knees came up from Finn Balor and then would follow up. John Woo in the corner, but here getting caught. No! 1916, 1960, an important year in the history of Ireland. Tonight, an important night in the history of Finn Balor.
Finn Balor is back on Broadway. Finn Balor victorious in his return to NXT.
I said I was going to elevate the division, and I did exactly that.
People don't just lose when they get in the ring with me. They lose days off of their career.
There's gonna be a war, and I came ready for a war.
See you at Survivor Series. Bring your best.
WWE Survivor Series pay-per-view. Streaming live on WWE Network. Tomorrow night, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific.
Chicago, Illinois, one of the hottest wrestling cities on the planet, playing host to NXT TakeOver War Games. The winds of change, will they blow here throughout the Windy City? Want to thank Ricky, guitar remix by Denzel Curry from the album Zoo. It's an NXT Loud theme song for NXT TakeOver War Games, available now on Apple Music and Spotify. And the Sunshine State Bar Spitter Denzel Curry, a huge NXT fan, went back to the studio, remixed Ricky for tonight's NXT TakeOver War Games event. And wow, what a night it has been. What a hectic start to the night. And we want to give you a medical update as to what transpired earlier tonight when we kicked things off with the first ever Women's War Games match. Mia Yim was supposed to be a member of Team Ripley. She was attacked backstage. She was brought to a medical facility where she is receiving a checkup. Now, as for Tegan Knox, who was destroyed by her former best friend Dakota Kai, Knox also on her way to a medical facility to have an MRI done on her surgically repaired knee. What a night it has been here, Nigel, and we wish Mia Yim and Tegan Knox the best in their recovery.
Well, we absolutely do, but after everything that happened, Team Ripley were able to win the War Games match despite a 4-on-2 advantage. And now, breaking news, following TakeOver War Games tonight, Rhea Ripley will join Triple H on Facebook Live with a huge announcement. Ripley will announce the members of the women's NXT team in the traditional Survivor Series match for tomorrow night at Survivor Series.
Warriors charge headfirst into the belly of the beast, but are they going to be joined by their fourth member to even the odds against NXT's most gilded platoon? War Games happens now.
The best of the best, they come here to see if they can measure up to the Undisputed Era.
All four members of the Undisputed Era hold gold.
Now you can hear the crowd going wild.
That's what I love about NXT. They want to try to dethrone the Undisputed Era.
Oh, wait! Oh my God, he's done it! Roderick Strong retains the title!
Well, guess what?
Like a pack of dogs, the Undisputed Era all over Dominic Dijakovic and Keith Lee!
That is never going to happen.
This is despicable.
No one crosses the Undisputed Era.
We are the most dominant force, not only in NXT, but all of WWE.
They ain't never seen so many zeros, and that's when the crowd starts to shout.
Returning from an injury that most professional athletes never return from.
Daddy's home.
That means trouble for the Undisputed Era.
If no one is claimed to be taking over, I do have a problem with that.
Looking to take out the Undisputed Era. This is now absolute bedlam in the ring.
Goldie.
Oh my God, the Undisputed Era's troubles continue to grow. Feast your eyes on this.
You're gonna have to wait. Daddy's going to war. War Games.
We all know this is the biggest weekend of our entire careers.
If you think that friendship is going to carry you to a victory, boys.
Adam Cole securing the advantage at War Games.
The stress hits, they look at one another, and they don't know if they can count on each other.
We just got to expose that weakness. I don't know if we're on the same page, but it doesn't matter.
You've made the mistake of pissing off the baddest men this roster has to offer.
We are going to hurt them and change them.
This is War Games.
They think they're going to come into our match.
This is decimation. This is destruction.
And take what's ours? I don't think so.
The mission to dismantle Undisputed Era.
We're going to make sure that they remember to never mess with the Undisputed Era.
You boys walk into War Games as a unit. You might walk out on top of the world. Or you might not.
The following contest is the men's War Games match. The rules of the match are as follows. 2 teams will be contained in separate cages with 1 member of each team starting the match. After 5 minutes, a member from the Undisputed Era will be released to enter the match. After a 3-minute period, alternating members from each team will enter the match until all competitors are inside the cage. Once all competitors have entered, War Games officially begins. Escape or leave the cage, you forfeit the match for your team. The only way to win the match is by pinfall or submission. And now, let the War Games begin! Introducing first, the team of the NXT Tag Team Champions, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. The NXT North American Champion, Roderick Strong. And the NXT Champion, Adam Cole. The Undisputed Era.
It has been a November to remember for the Undisputed Era, especially their captain, Adam Cole, who defeated Dominik Dijakovic in a ladder match to secure the advantage here tonight. And the Undisputed Era have been involved in, well, all three men's War Games matches. They are 1-1, but here tonight, draped in gold, Adam Cole. From the beginning of the month, November 1st, where he faced Daniel Bryan at SmackDown, to facing Seth Rollins on Raw, to what the Undisputed Era did last night on SmackDown. I mean, across all three brands, has anyone had a better month than Adam Cole, baby?
I don't think there is anybody who can say they had, but now it's about tonight. Who has the best night at TakeOver War Games?
And their opponents, first, from Wichita Falls, Texas, weighing at 340 pounds, Keith Lee!
Keith Lee has been calling himself the first of his kind, and his performances as of late have proved just that. What an unbelievable athlete and what an asset to Team Ciampa Keith Lee is.
Here in Chicago, you don't want no problem with Lee.
Incredible, massive athlete who flies like a man, 100 pounds lighter than him. Speaking of which,
Massachusetts, weighing in at 270 pounds, Dominik Dijakovic!
Dominik Dijakovic and Keith Lee with a thrilling series of matches that really defied everything. Two men their size doing what they're able to do in the squared circle. They have put their rivalry on the back burner. They are loyal to the soil. They are here now to try to secure victory for Team Ciampa. Dijakovic, of course, battled Cole in that ladder match to determine who would secure the advantage tonight, and he is staring daggers at Cole.
Weighing in at 201 pounds, Tommaso Ciampa!
It was here in Chicago where Tommaso Ciampa altered the trajectory of his career. And Daddy is indeed ready for war.
painted up for a conflict the like of which we perhaps have never seen before.
But it's not so full team ahead for Team Ciampa. Remember, they are one man short. Ciampa mentioned that they had asked someone to be a part of the team. That person is here, but we don't know if he joined. Oh, Ciampa marching his way to the War Game structure.
Well, no discussion, evidently.
He's the captain. He can do what he likes.
He's never intimidated by the odds.
Was gone for Undisputed Era. Going over strategy, Ciampa returning after being on the shelf for 7 months, following career-threatening neck surgery, relinquished the NXT title. And he's ready to get his hands on the UE.
What does this mean? Does this mean that there is no fourth member?
Sure. Yeah, I got it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Get this, Roddy. Go get this, Roddy. Go get it.
Oh, you're going to get it. You're going to get it.
NXT North American Champion Roderick Strong, who will face AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura in a triple threat at Survivor Series tomorrow. He has volunteered to get things started against Ciampa.
This great strategy. Strong has the best cardio of anyone on the Undisputed Era, perhaps anybody on the brand. So if you know someone's going to have a long time in this match, Strong's the guy to start.
Well, UA's supposed to have the advantage, but Ciampa has the crutch.
I was going to say, I don't know if I'm Roderick Strong going in there without anything in my hands.
Wow. Oh, wait. Oh, Strong is going to take advantage of this quote-unquote gift that Ciampa's given him.
What is this?
So it will be Strong against Ciampa, first 5 minutes. Oh, Strong said, I don't need this to beat you. He just launched that crutch over the cage, and it's on! Ciampa and Strong beginning the proceedings here. Again, the first 5 minutes. And then the advantage begins for the Undisputed Era. The match doesn't officially begin until I want to say 8 members, but right now Team Ciampa has only 3.
And this match is fast and furious right from the start.
I mean, is Ciampa that confident to go into battle with the most dominant faction in NXT history, the Undisputed Era?
I'm not sure what's going on with Ciampa's mindset right now.
Well, last night SmackDown became DXT, and of course, DX, NWO, 4 Horsemen, all Hall of Fame factions. But the Undisputed Era are large and in charge, and Strong is taking it to Ciampa here tonight.
Strong is leading the charge to Tommaso Ciampa, and you have to admire Strong for throwing the crutch to the outside. I think Strong realized that if it came down to weapons, perhaps that would give Ciampa the advantage. Just a traditional wrestling match, Strong wins.
Ciampa's so unpredictable, so reckless. A weapon in his hands is quite dangerous.
I don't want to take anything away from the match, but can we get confirmation that it is going to be 4-on-3? Is that what's happening here? Ciampa dropping Strong out over the top rope, and Ciampa kicking Strong right in the mush.
We talk about the motivation, the drive of Tommaso Ciampa. Undisputed Era looking on in shock that Roderick Strong is getting his dues paid right now.
Got to be hard for your team members to be in that cage knowing you can't do anything to help your teammates.
It was here in Chicago a couple years back where Ciampa turned on his longtime partner Johnny Gargano, beginning one of the most epic rivalries in WWE history. Gargano put on the sidelines by Finn Balor, and Ciampa here now. Raining down those right hands to Roderick Strong, Tommaso Ciampa, and Fuego!
And a clear message sent to Undisputed Era, courtesy of the Psycho Killer.
Ciampa better make the most of this advantage, because very shortly now, Roderick Strong will be joined by another member of the Undisputed Era. And you'd have to think Undisputed Era are favorites in this match, not just for the order of advantage. And
Beth, you mentioned the Psycho Killer. Ciampa tweeted that Chicago does, of course, hold a special place in his heart, and tonight we would see the return of the Psycho Killer. But right now, Roderick Strong, corner mount, raining down those right hands. Good escape by Ciampa.
Tommaso Ciampa certainly cut from a different
pole. What a kick by Ciampa!
Lights out for Roderick Strong.
Out like a light. Hey, like a light!
Well, the Undisputed Era certainly not looking too happy there in the cage. You can understand why Roderick Strong hasn't fared so well at the beginning of this match.
Ciampa looking for a draping DDT. Fought off by Strong. They're now in that middle section, and Ciampa lights up Strong. Strong counters with a right hand as these two warriors tearing into each other.
Get an awkward space, that strip of steel connecting the two rings.
What a clothesline by Ciampa. And again, first 5 minutes, one-on-one, and then the advantage begins for the Undisputed Era. Every 3 minutes, another member of each squad joins. And if it stands as it is now, it's going to be 4 against 3 when War Games officially begins. Advantage, Undisputed Era.
Oh, wait a second, could be looking for the fairy tale ending.
It won't matter.
It would certainly give him an advantage, though. Could take out Strong here. Be ready to go one-on-one. But instead, the double knees gut buster
And Strong and Ciampa, that's all they can do is tear each other apart. Pinfall submissions do not matter until the War Games match officially begins. Strong with the ground and pound. Ciampa doing a good job of blocking a lot of those strikes.
Now the benefit of that cardio that I mentioned earlier. Strong absorbing a lot of punishment early in this first 5-minute segment, and now is still primed to attack. Oh!
Ciampa's such a resilient competitor, but when we talk about what he did to get here, coming back from neck surgery in record time.
All right, we're about to find out the next member of the Undisputed Era to come and help Roderick Strong to bolster their hopes here against Tommaso Ciampa.
Who's it gonna be?
And it looks like Kyle O'Reilly's bursting out of the cage, the only person in NXT history to hold 3 NXT tag team titles with 3 different partners. Strong, Fish, and Cole, and Ciampa trying to fight him off, but O'Reilly changes levels. Takedown, ground and pound.
O'Reilly, one of the most capable, proficient grapplers in UE or even entire gold, red and gold. Hold on a second.
Oh, what a forearm by Ciampa. But look at O'Reilly continue to mix up his attack. Wow, sweeping the legs, and it doesn't matter what point he uses. The 8 limbs, the Muay Thai decree is all about Kyle O'Reilly.
And that frantic attack giving Roderick Strong the opportunity to recover from earlier damage done. Now we're in a 2-on-1 situation.
The 2 guys that know each other very well. They've held the NXT tag team titles, of course. The Undisputed Era, the only 3-time tag team champs, the current champs. And they will be involved in a triple threat tag team match at Survivor Series against the New Day and the Viking Warriors. That'll be Strong, or excuse me, O'Reilly and Fish.
But the Undisputed Era have to push their advantage now when they have this 3-minute segment with a 2-on-1 advantage. They've got to make the most of it.
And again, Ciampa returning in miraculous fashion from surgically repaired neck, has definitely put himself in the line of fire. The captain of his team, the man who marched to the cage with purpose, no discussion as to who was going to start this matchup.
You've got to think if you're Tommaso Ciampa, you've got 2 opponents now who are expending a considerable amount of energy, while he has 2 massive teammates completely fresh.
And Ciampa fighting off both Strong and O'Reilly, doing whatever he can to try to stay in this match. Gets neutralized by O'Reilly and now gets tagged by Roderick Strong repeatedly.
Those forearms right across the side of the jaw.
It's hard to watch.
And the conditioning of Roderick Strong, second to none. And the Messiah of the backbreaker with a backbreaker. O'Reilly launches himself off the corner and drops the knee to Tommaso Ciampa.
Just see how well Undisputed Era members work together like a well-oiled machine.
O'Reilly said he wants to prove the Undisputed Era is more than a catchphrase and a hand gesture. They are doing a pretty good job thus far.
Undisputed Era talked about the fact that War Games was created here in NXT to end the era. But they won the first War Games and they would like to bounce back after tasting defeat at last year's War Games match. And so far, Strong and O'Reilly doing a good job of neutralizing Ciampa. But Ciampa will have some assistance in 1 second. And it will come in the form of Dominik Dijakovic.
This towering Croatian. We've seen this man do absolutely extraordinary things. For a man his size, he will have to do an extraordinary showing against 2 members of the Undisputed Era here.
O'Reilly taking it to Dijakovic, but runs right into the big boot, and there's a forearm by Dijakovic.
We've seen Dijakovic clean house an Undisputed Era before.
Dijakovic was the one who mentioned that the art of war by Sun Tzu believed that the element of surprise was crucial to victory in conflict. Maybe he knows something we don't when it comes to the 4th member, if there is one, for Team Ciampa.
Oh, wow, just this offense from Dijakovic. Clubbing down. Look at O'Reilly's out on his feet.
Dijakovic proving size matters here as he is taking it to both Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong allowing Tommaso Ciampa to lick his wounds. Wow! Dijakovic just launched O'Reilly on top of Strong. And look, is he going to give the fans a chance to feast their eyes? No, Roderick Strong will have none of it. Oh, wow.
He's just angered Dijakovic.
Oh, face first into the unforgiving steel cage, and again.
There's no good way to hit a steel cage.
Leaping into the guillotine there. O'Reilly trying to break down Dijakovic, trying to cut down the walking redwood to size. Oh, but
Riley couldn't hold on to it.
My gosh, the strength of Dijakovic driving the knee in the back of O'Reilly.
Oh, awkwardly against the steel cage.
Dumping O'Reilly like a sack of spuds, and now Dijakovic stands alone. But I think not a bad strategy, as I said, from Tommaso Ciampa, going in first and allowing his two bigger teammates to conserve energy.
And Tommaso Ciampa's the captain, meeting out instructions here. And Ciampa now back into the fray. Dijakovic concentrating as an attack on O'Reilly. Ciampa going on the attack on Strong. It's 2-on-2 for now. Undisputed Era does have the advantage.
I think you'd argue, even though the odds weren't in their favor to begin with, it's Team Ciampa all the way at this moment.
We'll see what happens once another member of Undisputed Era comes in to give themselves the numbers advantage.
Dominic Dijakovic in his first takeover. Tommaso Ciampa coming back from a serious injury. The Undisputed Era know all about what it takes to win here in the War Games, as, wow, Dijakovic using the ropes and O'Reilly's momentum to pulverize one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions.
O'Reilly hitting that strip of steel hard.
Oh, who's it going to be? Looks like perhaps.
It's the other half of the NXT Tag Team Champions.
Here we go,
Bobby Fish.
Here we go.
Fish is ready to go to war.
And Fish, the veteran of the Undisputed Era, highly tenured multi-tag team champion before coming here and shocking the system.
And he wastes little time in tying up Tommaso Ciampa, ducks underneath the attack of Dijakovic, and Bobby Fish, a scientist of the mat game. Just look at the way he's able to cut down Dijakovic.
Bobby Fish sent the message earlier, this is our house, you're just living in it.
Bobby Fish like a surgeon, just picking apart two opponents.
He's as precise as a diamond and definitely knows what he's doing when it comes to dishing out the Undisputed Era punishment. And there, O'Reilly to his partner's rescue.
Hang-on combination, down goes Dijakovic.
A total elimination there by the Undisputed Era. That's how they defeated the Revival in an instant classic on NXT this past Wednesday, as the Messiah of the Backbreaker delivers one to Ciampa.
And we're seeing the pendulum swing in favor of
chasing the dragon there by the UE.
And now the benefit of the order of entry advantage in full display.
Yeah! We got this, Cole!
And Bobby Fish yelling to his team captain, Adam Cole, we got this, Cole. Keeping the captain motivated. Of course, Adam Cole now realizes that he will defend the NXT title against Pete Dunne tomorrow at Survivor Series, and yet he still has to go to war here tonight.
But his Undisputed Era teammates doing a great job for Adam Cole, who's completely rested at this juncture.
You can see how they've separated both members of Team Ciampa to divide and conquer.
No time to rest for Ciampa and Dijakovic. Wave after wave, the UE attacks.
Fish, O'Reilly, and Strong, like a pack of wolves.
Feast your eyes, you dork!
We run this, Keith Lee!
Well, the Undisputed Era, they're poking that caged animal who's Keith Lee right now. They better be careful. They need to focus. They need to take advantage of their advantage.
Time is ticking, boys.
course, now with the Undisputed Era taking the advantage here. They have so much more experience. They've been in every one of the War Games matches thus far.
And to think that it's incredible, the whole War Games concept, that the match has yet to officially start. And look at all of the punishment, all the damage we've already seen as the clock begins to tick down to 0.
Time to bask in the glory.
And here comes Keith Lee. Got into it with Braun Strowman on SmackDown last night. He's been opening eyes and blowing people's minds since coming to NXT. The eclectic and electric Keith Lee.
Like a derailed train, you better get out of the way.
Completely fresh Keith Lee now.
Oh, wow. Leapfrogs both Fish and O'Reilly. Keith Lee wipes out both Fish and O'Reilly. Is that Keith Lee or Bruce Lee? Incredible!
The agility of this big man is something to behold, and wow! The impact of the double crossbody.
Oh man, 320 pounds! We can't say that enough. Look at the way Keith Lee is taking it to the Undisputed Era.
The Allstate Arena is on its feet, basking in the glory of Keith Lee.
And evidence of one of those unique chants that the NXT UK, the NXT Universe, comes up with.
O'Reilly comes to his partner's rescue, but then eats a knee from Lee. And wow, O'Reilly able to crawl through the legs. But and now all 3 members of the Undisputed Era, and it takes all 3 to finally take Lee off his feet.
You'd have to think that pack mentality would pay dividends at some point. Ciampa absorbed so much punishment early in the match.
And it's the ground and pound as all 3 members of the UE attacking Keith Lee. But here comes Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa rising from the ashes and now firing off strikes. Trying to do his best to keep the Undisputed Era at bay, but the numbers just too much.
A surge of adrenaline from Tommaso Ciampa, but just not enough to defeat that 3-on-1 advantage. Wait a second.
Dijakovic deposits O'Reilly into the other ring. 2 rings, 2 cages.
With both big men up on their feet, it's gonna be a challenge for Undisputed Era.
Scorched earth, no holds barred war. A maelstrom of mayhem.
Well, Lee and Dijakovic coming together now, an incredible rivalry for the ages. Trying to put it beside themselves.
Imagine what a team, well, they're a team tonight, but what a team they would make if they were able to put their rivalry aside permanently.
Fish with the sleeper hold on Lee, trying to put the big man down.
O'Reilly working on Dijakovic. Dijakovic comes back with a right hand.
Tremendous strategy from Bobby Fish. If he could put Keith Lee to sleep.
All right, the advantage again here, Undisputed Era. Their 4th and final member, the team captain, Mr. November, NXT champion, Adam Cole.
And look at Adam Cole, incredible. Takes a run at Roderick Strong, they've got an idea. Bad intentions.
And Cole is about to set the table for destruction.
The Undisputed Era is right on the same page.
The crowd here in Chicago ready to dine on destruction as Cole gathers another table.
This does not bode well. This bodes. Wait a second. What's the idea here?
Remember and again, just to keep everyone up to speed here, the match doesn't officially start until all 8 members are in the cage, and yet we still don't know if Team Ciampa is a 4th member, but the match has to take place in the cage.
Well, strictly speaking, until we know there isn't going to be a 4th team member, as you said, Morrow, this match doesn't start, so that means they can take people to the outside, damage them there, put them back in the ring.
Well, it looks like they're just filling the cage with as many tables as possible. Adam Cole definitely has a devious plan. Thought this out because the tables continue to come from underneath the ring.
Well, the experience factor for Undisputed Era and War Games coming into play here. They clearly had a plan coming into this.
We could see more tables than warriors inside this sinister structure. Oh, no, no. How many tables are underneath there? The Chicago crowd wanted tables. They're getting them, and then some.
Well, Huey have got to push that advantage now because they don't know for sure there isn't a fourth member. Nobody can tell.
That's what I want to question. Why wouldn't Adam Cole? I get all these tables. Now Ciampa kicks at him, but Beth, they had an opportunity to really take it. Oh! And there you go. Be careful what you wish for.
Undisputed Era took a risk, and it did not pay dividends.
Oh, that was a terrible landing.
Adam Cole usually does not make mistakes. He made a huge one there.
Cole clearly set that table up on the outside to do some damage to one of Team Ciampa, but instead
he set himself up.
The back of the neck driven into that table.
Okay, the door is now closed. 4-on-3 advantage, Undisputed Era. We have not received any word that the match is officially going to begin, like what we saw in the women's War Games match and all of the controversy in that contest. So now it's Dijakovic, Lee, and Ciampa on one ring, Undisputed Era in the other.
Team Ciampa, the only one standing. Stalking their prey.
The Era
wow, Huey retreating.
Waiting for a little bit of a respite.
There's nowhere to go, guys.
They're choosing perhaps their offense. We'll see.
This could be the last stand for Team Ciampa. 4-on-3, Huey, and it's on! It is on at TakeOver War Games!
And somehow, Team Ciampa able to maintain an advantage despite a 4-on-3 numbers advantage.
Heath Ledger, one-man wrecking crew. What the? Oh! Wow! Attacking the peninsula south of the equator, and Keith Lee crumples to the canvas in a heap.
No disqualifications. Surprised it didn't happen before now.
All right, well, the clock is ticking. It's official.
This is, oh!
Talk about things being evened up in a hurry. Kevin Owens is laying waste to the Undisputed Era.
Owens got caught for a second, no!
Oh, sleeper suplex by Owens. And now, finally we can say, let the War Games begin. Ooh. No way out. If you escape or leave the cage, you forfeit the match. The only way to win, pinfall or submission. Welcome back indeed. What a shock to the Undisputed Era system. Kevin Owens, Adam Cole colliding here at War Games. Stunner by Owens. Owens goes for the cover. Oh, what an incredible night here in Chicago. And it just got even crazier with the arrival of Kevin Owens as the fourth member of Team Ciampa.
And what a reception here for Kevin Owens in the Allstate Arena.
He was involved in so many memorable NXT battles, a former NXT champion who has returned to the black and gold to take it to the Undisputed Era.
Oh no, this doesn't look good. Time to fly! Oh, wow! A nasty landing, strung into Bobby Fish's right knee, I think. That was awkward. Oh, I hate to see that.
There's nothing not awkward about being involved in this brutal match, the War Games match, and Kevin Owens rattling the cage, lighting up the crowd in the Windy City. Chi-Town is en fuego.
The War Game structure is so unpredictable. Unlike anything else these superstars have been involved in.
Oh, what an ace for Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh, Ciampa draping DDT. Sends O'Reilly face first to the canvas. O'Reilly may be right for the picking.
All of the Undisputed Era is down. All of Team Ciampa is up with very bad intentions.
So much for the advantage, Undisputed Era.
Dijakovic having something in mind.
Cole attacking Owens. And the brouhaha continues to boil. So much potential for catastrophe.
Potential for damage, for injury. Matches like this shorten the man's career.
And the appearance of those tables making the double rings that much smaller, lending itself to that much more danger. Adam Cole trying to batter Kevin Owens. Dijakovic attacking strong.
Think of some of the incredible things we've seen at War Games matches before.
You mentioned these matches shorten careers. They also give you nightmares for years to come.
Matches like this are where these warriors wish their bodies were made of the same material as smartphone screens. They are not unbreakable except for their fighting spirit. Oh, and Ciampa head first into the cage, courtesy of NXT champion Adam Cole, who, remember, has to survive this and then go on to Survivor Series to defend the NXT title against Pete Dunne. Oh, wow, Kevin Owens. Make that Keith Lee. Wait a minute. Oh, my God! 320 pounds sailing through the air.
Hold on.
Kyle O'Reilly diving onto the leg, and now O'Reilly looking for the submission. Achilles tendon. Achilles locked by O'Reilly.
Smart to take off the legs of Keith Lee.
And of course, if Lee gets to the rope, it's no disqualifications. There won't be a break.
Right, and the referee's letting Lee know that.
All Lee can hope is that one of his team members comes to his aid.
And Dijakovic now looking to use the ring. Springboard moonsault, Dijakovic on O'Reilly. This could be it. But Dijakovic goes for the cover. Bobby Fish, oh my God. Everyone pulling out each and every scintillating stomp, and Kevin Owens, no stranger to danger. Owens from the top turnbuckle. Swanton bomb.
That's it.
Covered by Ciampa, no. Cole with a kick to both Ciampa and Kevin Owens.
Adam Cole proving that in an alphabetical list of everyone in NXT, he is rightly at the very top.
He's also the only one standing at this moment.
Adam Cole doing his best to also go the high-risk distance. Keith Lee struggling to get to his feet. Oh, and Lee launches his head into the midsection of Cole. And that forces Cole to drop down to the top turnbuckle.
Well, watch out. Cole stepping to the outside to try to get better leverage to prevent some offense.
Take over Chicago.
Oh, yes.
About to perhaps bask in Keith Lee's glory, but not if Roderick Strong has anything to say about it.
I mentioned earlier that incredible cardio of Roderick Strong. He has a second, a third, and a fourth win.
Oh my God, Strong looking for the avalanche! Strong slam! Oh, wow!
Keith Lee struggling to get up!
UE double T, my God!
Lee goes down into the cover!
Covered by O'Reilly, UE going to win now! Dijakovic comes to his rival's rescue!
The bond forged in battle. Wow, let's take a look at the strength of Roderick Strong, picking up over 320 pounds,
yeah, he just
crashing to the mat.
He just put the strong in Roderick Strong with that display of strength.
Oh, wow, and again, that high-low combination. Not so awesome if you're Donovan Dijakovic.
Owens just launched Roderick Strong and now does the same, sending O'Reilly.
Oh no, the net hurts!
Kevin Owens, the surprise fourth member of Team Ciampa. Remember the Undisputed Era attacking him Monday night on Raw. Triple H offering Kevin Owens an opportunity to return to NXT. Well, Owens has done it his way.
Wait a second. On that steel grate there between the two rings.
Cole struggling to pick the big man up.
And there is no honor in this ring. The War Games matches.
No!
Oh my God!
No!
With the package pile driver now. Owens.
Cole fighting with his might.
Oh no! Adam Cole in jeopardy. Adam Cole. Oh, he lands on his feet. Crosskin super kick by the NXT champion.
Oh, wait a second. You don't think? No way!
Oh my God!
Panama!
Panama Sunrise blocked by Adam Cole. Or make the Kevin Owens. Oh wow! Oh my God! Right in between the rings on that steel grid. Kevin Owens is out.
Owens! Owens trying to backdrop Cole to the floor, but instead, the extra momentum from Cole damaged both competitors.
You can see the damage done to Adam Cole as well, the lower back and hips.
The ring littered with the carcasses of all 8 warriors. And remember, in War Games, there are no victims, only volunteers.
You don't win War Games, you survive War Games. And right now, the question is, who will survive?
Great point, Nigel, as we have Fish and Strong setting up, well, looks like more than one table.
Oh, this does not bode well for Team Ciampa.
I don't know if this bodes well for anyone in this type of match. And Strong targeting Tommaso Ciampa. Fish joining his UE brethren. It looks like they are targeting the team captain, wanting to make the statement. Taking out the leader, but Ciampa valiantly fighting off the attack.
Nothing forgiving about those tables or the steel.
Tommaso Ciampa, delivers a knee right to Kyle O'Reilly, was on the attack.
Hold on. You see if Ciampa.
Oh, wow!
Project Ciampa knees to the back.
Oh, and what a knee! And another knee, Tommaso Ciampa picking up momentum.
Finding his fire.
His team Ciampa on the verge of prevailing in War Games. Oh, super kick by the NXT champion. And Adam Cole has Ciampa. Ciampa, though, fighting it off. And Ciampa sends Cole into the cage. what else is going to happen in this Wild War Games match?
Good Lord, this is just inhuman aggression.
You know who's smiling right now is Pete Dunne, watching Adam Cole eat those nasty knees from Tommaso Ciampa.
Look at all the carnage in the ring, the bodies laying on the floor. Competitors struggling to move.
Wait a second. Moving to the corner. Oh.
You are not safe in any area of the War Game structure. And Tommaso Ciampa now bringing NXT champion Adam Cole up to the top turnbuckle with him.
Oh, took a quick look over his shoulder.
There's
my God.
precarious position here. The two tables. Foreboding pieces of
Oh, watch
furniture.
out.
No way.
Sunset bomb.
No way.
You can hear the rattling of the steel.
Tommaso Ciampa and Adam Cole desperately struggling for superiority in the corner. The rest of the bodies still littering the cage. Actually, Keith Lee being lifted. Oh, wow, he's got his beard.
Cole using the beard to his advantage. And now as this match continues.
Surveying the landscape. Oh, wow, wait a minute, Adam Cole. Adam Cole's gone all the way to the top of the cage.
Oh, we've seen Cole before ascend to the top of the cage and then try perhaps to send his opponent to the outside and win by disqualification. Could be another moment of genius.
Meanwhile, other members of the UE looking to neutralize Keith Lee. Dominik Dijakovic also struggling to stay on his feet. But look at that one corner where now Ciampa has joined Adam Cole.
Oh dear.
Dijakovic's grip. Strong and sent Strong. Strong goes through the table courtesy of Dijakovic.
Dijakovic bringing the numbers advantage back to Team Ciampa.
And Dijakovic's not done. Oh, but look at O'Reilly looking for the triangle armbar. O'Reilly looking to submit Dijakovic.
Oh, this could be it. This could be the end of the match.
Dijakovic hanging in there.
Oh, wow, the strength of Dijakovic. He put Strong through a table, but O'Reilly.
Oh no!
He's causing Dijakovic to fade.
That triangle's on tight. Look at the head of
Whoa, Kevin Owens! Kevin Owens all the way to the top turnbuckle. Kevin Owens with the front splash, driving O'Reilly through the table.
No way! Watch out!
Oh my God!
Keith Lee, Bobby Fish, and Lee powerbombs Fish through the table. Remember when Adam Cole brought all the tables into the cage? He will rue that day forever.
And then there was one. Adam Cole, the sole competitor of the Undisputed Era, still in this.
But will he be the sole survivor? What a shot here, Tommaso Ciampa, Adam Cole. It doesn't get more dangerous than this.
Oh, good Lord.
Look at the height of these two competitors.
Careful. Oh, my God.
Superiority is one thing. Proving a point is one thing. What the hell is Tommaso Ciampa thinking?
Good Lord.
Oh, Jesus, no.
No way. No
Oh,
way.
Jesus, no!
Here are your winners, the champions of Keith Lee, Dominik Dijakovic, Kevin Owens, and Tommaso Ciampa!
There are no words. What in the hell did we just see?
I'm stunned, Mauro. Top to bottom. What these competitors did in the ring tonight was just unbelievable.
But Nigel, again, Tommaso Ciampa Adam Cole on the very top of the cage. And Ciampa sent Cole through the table so many feet below.
Just shocking, had to be a good 20 feet up there, driven through 2 tables. I mean, you said it right, Mauro. I mean, what words are there?
Well, there's one word that describes Team Ciampa, and that one word is victory. But at what cost?
The wreckage, both literally and figuratively.
The type of competition that changes someone forever.
What a match as Team Ciampa took out one by one members of the Undisputed Era.
Take a look at Kevin Owens taking to the sky.
The surprise 4th member of Team Ciampa. The incredible display by Keith Lee. But then, at the very top of the cage, let this speak for itself. Oh my God. The mother of all air raid crashes. How in the hell is Adam Cole going to be able to defend the NXT Championship against Pete Dunne tomorrow at Survivor Series? Please tell me that.
I have no answer. Right now, I just want to stand here in stunned silence, in awe of the spectacle we just saw. One more look, if you can imagine the feeling through the air, all the way down and through the tables.
A move that will live in perpetuity on the NXT highlight reel. Tommaso Ciampa, the leader of Team Ciampa, sending the leader of Team Undisputed Era, Adam Cole, through the table. On this night, Team Ciampa's victorious. On this night, Team Ciampa survives. But who is going to survive Survivor Series tomorrow night on WWE Network?